Back to CryptosRUs. I am George. We're all George. So guess what? Bitcoin bounces back pretty significantly. And of course, altcoins. I do have a lot to talk about today. A lot of good news for altcoin. A lot of good news overall. So let's get started. As always, smash up the like, subscribe to the channel if you are new. 2 streams every day, almost every day. I apologize. 11:30 and 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, although sometimes a little bit late. That's why you want to hit that notification bell to get notified, and follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and check out all the latest news, articles, and guides on CryptosRUs.com. And I do have a surprise for you guys. Something else I want to introduce. So, thanks for tuning in, guys. As always, appreciate you guys being there for me in the live chat. I'll enjoy you guys, except sometimes during Q&A. But overall, enjoy your company, and maybe Terry will make an appearance today. And I do have some big news about OnlyFans. All right, so to get started, Bitcoin is right at early place. That's not, don't be spreading FUD. He already said he never said that, so that's not the case. All right, so starting with Bitcoin, you can see pretty significant jump last night or early this morning. Went down to about 47.1 and then started coming up, and then boom, you have good volume, drove it up, and now we're right under 49,000 again, which, you know, is not too far off from 50,000. So things are coming up. So why did this happen? Well, I kind of found something yesterday that may explain it. Well, that is Bitcoin options expirations. We are in expirations week, I should say, and futures week. But yesterday, I pointed out there's a few small options expiration. There was one today where the max pain price was at 49,000, and today there's one that's at 48,000. So you could see that kind of explains it, where Bitcoin shot up to get close to that 49,000. We're right around 48,000. But the main one is tomorrow. The main one, the big one with over 2 billion in volume. Well, the max pain price is at 42,000. So are we go all of a sudden suddenly drop down to 42,000, or will we just bypass and continue forward? The thing is, just because max pain price is 42,000 does not mean it's bearish. In fact, if you look at most of the open calls, they're all 50,000 plus. In fact, there is about $1 billion worth of options calling Bitcoin to be at 50,000 tomorrow. And there's a ton at 52, 55, 70. Some people even placed option calls at $90,000. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. Today and tomorrow, we're going to see a tremendous move upwards, or we go fall down to that 42,000 max pain. You know, there's been times where this is 100% accurate. There's been months where, you know, the Bitcoin goes exactly to the max pain price. But there's been months where it's very, very far off. So it's not uncertainty. But today, maybe it kind of explains what has happened. Or it has nothing to do with it, because there's just a lot of good news. There's just a lot of good news overall. The biggest, the best, is OnlyFans now suspends its plan to ban explicit content, which means now I can move forward with my OnlyFans account. I know you guys are dying to see that. So now I could do it again. All right, besides that big news, Bitcoin whales jump back into the market during cryptocurrency's rebound to $50,000. Guess what? This is what I've been saying for a long time now, what I've been showing you guys through the metrics. There's just a whole lot of buying. Retail investors, wallets with a very, very little amount of Bitcoin, to medium-sized wallets, to large-sized wallets. I'm just reading the chat here. You know, they're all showing massive accumulation and buying, right? So this is really not a surprise. And here is a nifty graph that shows you could see from June on to July, very little buying. But then end of July or mid-July, end of July, August, just non-stop buying. Non-stop buying, and these are whale buys. These are not small chump change buys. These are millions and millions and millions of buys, right? So Yeah, so this is one of the reasons why Bitcoin is going up, right? Not one of the reasons, probably the only reason, and that's buying. Let's not forget, why does Bitcoin's price go up? Because people are buying. There's more buyers than sellers, right? And that's been the name of the game since 2009. That's the reason why Bitcoin continues to go up. But we know 2021 is definitely very, very different. Very different indeed. And let me show you, let me scroll through a super chat. I know today people are feeling good, so let me make sure I don't miss anything. Do you still believe in AMP, and can it get to $1? Yes, I do believe them. And can they get to $1? Sure they can. Dimitri, I want to thank you again. Read this out loud because you really changed my life from the bottom of my heart. I love you and forever grateful. I appreciate that, Dimitri. I've been hearing a lot more of that, and I always enjoy my fan emails and super chats and tweets and whatever about, about how I helped people change their lives with crypto and Bitcoin, right? Overall, it's a very early market. It's very volatile. There's a lot of FUD, right? But what I'm doing is trying to help educate you guys, not make the same mistakes I've made, and hopefully help everyone attain financial freedom and life-changing wealth. So I'm glad I had an impact on you, Dimitri. Good time says, my granny said BTC 1 million by end of 2021. I think that's a little aggressive, but will it get there eventually? Yes, it will. I could see, man, people are really loving my idea of opening an OnlyFans account. Thoughts on NFT market, Mochi market? I don't know much about Mochi, so I can't comment on that. All right, what else is there? Well, this is also pretty good. This is not about buying, well, sort of, but it does show you that Bitcoin does have a use, because there's a lot of people that still, especially people in the US, because we don't really need, we don't really have a need I take that back. No, I take that back. I think just a lot of people in America, we take things for granted that we have bank accounts. We have plenty of services that can help us move money left and right, although we have to pay fees, right? But this shows you Nigeria's remittance service, or overall remittance total volume, has dropped by $6 billion. And the central bank believes it's due to Bitcoin. So there's actually real use for Bitcoin. There's a lot of people in Nigeria or other developing countries, they want to send money back to their families or vice versa. And Bitcoin and crypto is just a really easy way to do it without needing to give KYC information, without needing to give information why you're sending the money in the first place. And it's very cheap, and it can be done anywhere, from anywhere in the world, right? And this shows you Nigeria's government is actually not a fan of this, but this is being done worldwide, and not just in Nigeria. Like I said, a lot of developing countries are seeing Bitcoin volumes increase substantially because it's actually being used. So I think a lot of people, especially analysts that want to want to bash Bitcoin, they're like, oh, look at Bitcoin has no use. No, it's actually being used in a lot of places, in a lot of countries worldwide. All right, what else is there? What's going on today? This is Ethereum news. Ether market cap as a percentage of Bitcoin's market cap. And for those of you guys that are holding Ethereum, this is looking pretty good. So you could see that 2016, when Ethereum came out, it was barely like 1 or 2% of Bitcoin's market cap. Then in 2017, we had that crazy bull run with Bitcoin, a blow off top, and then altcoins continued forward. And you could see at peak in 2017 going to 2018, Ethereum's market cap made up about 85% of Bitcoin's market cap. 85%. And since then, it's dropped off, obviously 2019, 2020, 2021, at least early 2021, kind of catching up about 25%. But you could see now, because of DeFi, because of NFTs, because of institutions buying, it now accounts for 41%. So can Ethereum keep going? Because this is something that a lot of people are theorizing, that Ethereum can flip with Bitcoin someday. Well, it's at 41%, going to 50%. Can it actually come up back up to 85% and maybe even surpass it? I don't think it's going to happen this year. Next year, maybe if Ethereum continues to execute flawlessly on Ethereum 2.0. We know Cardano right now is playing catch up and in a big way. All right, Cardano's coming up. Goguen is done next month. We'll see what happens with the entire Cardano ecosystem. Could just all blow up and they could catch up to Ethereum really, really quickly. But right now, Ethereum is still the big dog of protocols. And, you know, we're not too far off. We're only about 3 months off from end year. And that is when Ethereum 2.0 is supposed to be done. So if Ethereum could continue to execute, well, maybe this will happen next year. Maybe. So definitely a big reason why to hold on to Ethereum at this point. All right. What else is there? NFT news. A lot of NFT news. We know yesterday, or no, 2 days ago, Visa made a big splash buying a CryptoPunk for $150,000 out of nowhere. Out of nowhere. This kind of tells you that NFTs, this craze is only starting. Okay, companies are now jumping into NFTs. So guess what? Today we had Budweiser. Budweiser paid 30 ETH, $100,000 for beer.eth, the domain name. And these domain names are based on NFTs. So essentially, Budweiser just purchased a huge NFT, right? So these are big, big, big purchases. Big purchases. So kind of shows you that, well, I mentioned about Ethereum and NFTs explosion. Most of these are done on OpenSea, which is the biggest NFT marketplace. So this is all being transacted right now on ETH, and it's definitely having an effect on Ethereum. But anyways, it shows you companies are now jumping in, right? Not only creating their NFTs, but also buying NFTs as well, because this is intellectual property. In case you guys still don't understand, NFTs is IP. You own it. So now they technically own beer.eth. Not technically, they do own it. And we know domain names are very, very profitable. If you domain squat something, you can make a lot of money. Not that I'm suggesting that you should, but a lot of people do. And trying to get a .com name is just basically impossible. This is .eth. But this is a good opportunity to bring up one of my partners, Unstoppable Domains, which also has a ton of crypto extensions like .crypto, .coin, .bitcoin, .nft, which is probably a good one, especially if you're in NFTs, right? So you could buy your own NFT whatever extension, and Unstoppable Domains already has a lot of connections with a lot of wallet makers, so you could actually utilize it to send and receive crypto, and you could attach a web page to them too. They also have a partnership with Cloudflare. They're pretty big. But in case you guys want your own, you could check out Unstoppable Domains. URL is in the description. And of course, I did say I want to reveal something, right? Something new. My number 2 of the I Am George NFT collection. Just so you're aware, the very first one, the very, very first I Am George 001 sold for 1.73 ETH. That's roughly about $6,000. And that blew me away. I did not expect it to get that high, but that is the very first one that sold a few days ago to someone named Tough Cookie. Guess what? Now I'm coming out number 2, and this is a fan favorite for those of you guys that stuck with me a few months ago when I was talking about F2 Pool. That is right, Upside Down George. I Am George number 0002. I have just put out, and it has me. This is my actual screenshot from that stream when I was discussing F2 Pool, and this is now live on OpenSea in case you guys want to own a piece of George and George's history. So that is out. That's my big announcement for today. All right. And maybe if I'm on OnlyFans, I'll put my OnlyFans stuff into NFTs as well. All right, moving on. What else is there about NFTs? Facebook is also looking at NFTs. Facebook is, of course, looking at coming out with their own wallet, which could be coming out pretty soon. Their own crypto, which is also, I don't know how soon, but they're also looking at NFTs. And this just makes sense. Think about if Facebook integrates NFTs, where anyone with their timeline, with their post, they could click a button, create an NFT, and immediately, digitize and basically copyright moments of your timeline, right? And you could just sell it within, say, an NFT marketplace. a Facebook NFT marketplace within their own wallet. It makes so much sense. It makes so much sense if they could pull it off. And that's probably coming in the future. Now, whether or not anyone's going to buy it, I don't know. Maybe your family or friends will buy it. If you're an influencer, people will definitely look at it. But yeah, that is also coming down the road. All right. Last two things. This is pretty big for Binance. Hey, in fact, I told you guys not to ignore Binance a day ago. Look at it. You know, this whole FCA thing from the UK, they declared that Binance was not following rules or whatever. Now they have came out and said, well, the firm complied with all aspects of requirements. So basically, they're legit. There's no concerns at all anymore, though it seems like FCA didn't really want to announce that. If you look at this, all they really said was, this is the original, like kind of news that they put out, right? You have all this like verbiage about, how, be careful and blah, blah, blah. And then they give a small little like 2-sentence update, okay? that says the firm complied with all aspects of requirements. So it seems like they didn't want to let people know. It seems like they didn't post another news saying, okay, Binance is fulfilled all requirements. So it seems like they really don't want to let people know. But of course, people picked up on it. So this is very good for Binance. But of course, there's a lot more regulatory uncertainty in different countries too that Binance is working on. But it is something. I mean, you operate as the biggest crypto exchange out there. You're going to be targeted. And I'm not saying it's actually a bad thing. Maybe having some regulations on a centralized exchange like Binance is a good thing. But like I said, they will get through it. They're not going to go away. They will get through it. And today, BNB is actually up a good 7%. So that's pretty good. Also, I saw Vechain. Vechain was actually trending on Twitter because they have some good news. Vechain is not just concentrated in China. They're all over the place. So there are two companies, Oatman Farms and Producers Market, that are utilizing Vechain and their supply chain to track their farm goods and goods overall. And I didn't even know this, the Referral project, which is a project that is cleaning up our oceans, full of garbage, right? They're also partnered up with Vechain to track everything about, where they collected garbage, movements, all this stuff, recycling. Vechain is also partnered up with them as well. So Vechain, yes, they're huge in China, but Vechain is not exclusive to China. They're worldwide, everywhere. And this is why I feel like Vechain and VThor token, I mean, this is a fantastic project that's going to be in the top 10 in the near future. All right, guys, that's pretty much it. You can see today is pretty good. Pretty good. A lot of NFT news today. A lot of NFT news. What is the overall market cap? About $2.12 trillion, right? And then we have some greens today. Not fully recovered yet. Of course, we're not above 50,000 yet. And it'll be interesting to see what happens tomorrow because of, options expirations. Well, tomorrow and Friday, I should say. I was thinking today's Thursday, but it's actually Wednesday. And you know what? Because today's Wednesday, today's DCA day for me. In my portfolio, I'm going to do that tonight. So when I stream tonight, overall profit about 3,800. So not too shabby. We had this dip and then boom, right back up, right? That was 24-hour. But overall, look at the 90 days, man. 90 days. If you did not take advantage right here, you would have missed out on a ton. Right? That is tremendous gains within 90 days. So tonight, tune in tonight. I will be adding, a little bit more to this portfolio. All right, guys, let's do some Q&A. All right. Scrolling up. OMG asks, love your channel. You taught me so much. When does altcoin season end? And should we consider taking our altcoin profits into ETH and BTC right now? Well, first of all, ETH is still an altcoin. It hasn't become its own thing yet. Not yet. When it flips Bitcoin, maybe. But when does it end? It usually doesn't end until Bitcoin's top comes, then altcoin season jumps, and then there's an end. So when is that end? It's anyone's guess, right? But what I'm doing is taking profits as we go higher. Once Bitcoin breaks 64,000, gets to 70, 80, 90, I'm going to start taking some off the top. I will let most of it ride, but I do want to make sure I have a good amount of cash on the side. If we do have another 50, 60% correction, let's say start of 2022, I'll be able to take advantage, right? That's what I suggest, having at least a good amount of cash on the side to be able to take advantage of the dips. But this cycle is very different. You know, we never had companies buy NFTs before. We never had Visa or Budweiser buy NFTs. We never had companies buy Bitcoin. We never had countries buy Bitcoin, legal tender in El Salvador, right? That is coming. It's very different. This cycle may not be like all other cycles before. Ryan, yeah, I'm not going to look at that. I'm not going to try to pump that project that you're probably a founder of. Sorry, way too new and too small. Yep. Someone said about Binance's UK news. I did. All right. What else is there? Do you feel good about XLM and price prediction? No, I'm not a big fan of Exxon. I think they're a fine project. They'll go up with everything else, but I don't know what their future is. I don't know what their big plan is. Seems like they're kind of just hanging along, and I don't know what they're really trying to do. Thoughts on Tezos, crypto finance, Incore Bank have joined forces to create regulated financial product in Tezos. I haven't heard that. I know the last thing I heard about Tezos was them getting into F1 racing. They partner up with McLaren and Red Bull Racing. I know they're into DeFi, so this is potentially interesting. I didn't hear about it. Someone says Binance has live customer support now. It's through live chat, or you could actually call. Because they always had live chat before. Maybe they got rid of it, but they had it before. All right, scrolling down. Jeremy says, I fell for a giveaway scam the other day. Don't know what I was thinking. I gave away 1,000 ADA at 280. I feel sick. I'm sorry. I don't know. You know, there's those giveaway scams are they're all the time on, you see them all the time on YouTube, right? I mean, when you see some founder, they play an interview of some founder talking, whatever. But I mean, I think you could detect it. I mean, if you didn't, I'm sorry, you may be too new, but there's no one that will ask you ever to send your ETH or BTC and they will double it and send it back. That just doesn't exist. No one has that. Now, I do have a giveaway on my social media, but I'm giving away. I'm not asking you to send me ETH or BTC. That's different. No one will ever ask you to send their ETH or BTC and give or double it back. So that's just a message for everyone that's watching this. No one will do that, so don't pay attention to them, right? But I'm sorry to hear that happened to you. Ulysses, thank you. Tesla's asking, am I going to see Tesla in the crypto portfolio tonight? No, I'm not. Tesla has not moved ever since they bought Bitcoin. Was wondering your thoughts on the DOT ecosystem coins on PDEX. Yeah, I think they're promising. Polkadot is actually doing pretty well, but overall, Parachains is not coming until Parachain auctions are done on Kusama. So I think after that, Polkadot will have more traction, and projects under Polkadot will have more traction. So, I mean, Polkadot is one of the big blue chips, right? So they're going to be around for a long time. Founded by Gavin Wood, very smart guy, and they have a robust ecosystem. Very good reputation, too. Okay. Thoughts on Avagachi? Can it be the next DeFi? Yeah, I covered Avagachi before. I talked about it in Patreon before, also, you know, with you guys. But it's like Tamagotchi, but it's of course with NFT. You could buy things. You could buy Avagachi. You could buy things for your ghosts, and there's also games that you can play with your ghosts. So they have a pretty good system. I've watched one interview with one of the founders, and he sounds like a smart guy. So they're doing well too. And of course, with the gaming craze right now, they could definitely ride that higher. Lithium finance, I'm assuming. Collective intelligence is priced unpriced. Okay, so how do you do it? So it's crowd pricing. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. If that in fact is what you're looking at, I don't like that premise at all. Bitbones on OS. I don't know what that is. What do you talk about? Anchor. Yes, it's ANKR. ANKR, which is a hosting play. I don't know what ANC is. Oh, that's another one, Anchor, too. So it depends on who's asking. Anchor, the other one, which is a hosting play, and this other Anchor is a DeFi play, which is for Terra's ecosystem. So there are two actually anchors. We now have fiat on and off ramps for alts. We didn't have the last cycle. How does it affect the end of the cycle? I mean, we had it. Coinbase and Gemini was still around, just not as plentiful as before. But yes, there's a lot more. That's why FOMO, if it hits, could be like way more than before. And panic sells, I think, will still be just like before too. But you know, right now we've seen it, right? From 20,000 to 60,000 was so tremendously fast. We came down a little bit, but now we're coming up in a big way, right? A lot of that was retail FOMO, obviously, but yeah, it has to do with fiat on ramp and off ramps, and you have a lot more financial apps like even Robinhood and PayPal. You know, they're gonna have a big effect as we move forward. Tanner asked what my daily crypto routine look like. I don't really check them that often, honestly. I'm more like long-term holder right now, so I'll just check my portfolio, make sure that they look okay or I'm surprised. I just check out the news and, you know, I go through the list with you guys. I don't really try to outsmart the market. I don't try to do that. One good way to get yourself informed is to just, follow the projects that you like, right? Check out what's going on their Twitter, their Telegram, their Discord, right? That way you can get ahead of the game. But on a broader scale, just pay attention to the fundamentals. What's going on overall market? What is causing Bitcoin to go up, right? Those are the things I pay attention to. Alien Worlds, I know it's a popular game. I think it's based on Wax, but I've never checked it out before, so. All right, last few questions. Marcel asked, 30K of Bitcoin moved off of Coinbase 9 hours ago. What is the reason? The reason is someone bought it. That's why it got moved off. It's that easy. What is your opinion on Atari? It seems like they are an incomplete project. They're trying to get in gaming, NFTs and gambling, but last time I checked their website, just not complete at all. AADA Finance for ADA. Sorry. I never heard of it before, AA, but I'll check it out. Didn't come out. Yeah, so can't check it. All right, I'll let you guys go. Overall, guys, today is a good recovery day, big bounce. But like I said, it doesn't matter if Bitcoin goes up and down right now. Short-term volatility really doesn't matter. We know Bitcoin's going higher, and there's just a lot of stuff going on, But today, we have a lot of NFT news. big NFT news, including my own. So that's big too. But it kind of shows you the market. That's where the market is right now. There's just a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of optimism, a lot of buying, a lot of discovery. There's just a whole lot of goodness out there. This is what you need to pay attention to and stay in the game and utilize it and take advantage to get that life-changing wealth that you seek. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in. As always, smash a like, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys tonight, 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. All right.